For the longest time, AI in the workplace felt like this abstract thing that was always just around the corner. Well, that's all changed. We are officially past the hype. We're now in an age where specialized AI toolkits are really, truly changing how we get things done.
And that brings up the big question, right? How are we supposed to think about this stuff? Is AI a threat that's here to replace us? Is it just another tool like a calculator? Or is something way more interesting happening here? Are we looking at the beginning of a brand new kind of partnership?
To figure this out, we're going to follow the stories of 3 different professionals who are right in the thick of it: an engineer, an artist, and a developer. Each one is facing a totally unique problem, and AI might just be the answer. So let's see how they're handling it. Okay, first up, our engineer. Now, her problem is a classic one, and I bet a lot of you can relate. Her data is a complete mess. It's everywhere, scattered across a dozen different systems. It's a pain to access, and nothing is connected. I mean, how are you supposed to innovate when you can't even find what you're looking for?
Well, the solution is a fascinating concept called the digital thread. The easiest way to think about it is like a single, unified nervous system for a project. Its whole job is to connect every last piece of data, every process, from the very first napkin sketch of an idea all the way to when that product is retired years later. It's all about creating one seamless flow of information.
And by weaving everything together like this, the digital thread gives engineers a bird's-eye view of the entire system that they've never had before. All of a sudden, every single part is traceable, it's transparent, and collaboration starts to feel effortless instead of being a constant headache.
And the benefits are real, they're tangible. We're talking about integrating every single stage of a product's life, sharing data in real time, which naturally leads to way smarter, faster decisions. And what's really cool is that this also builds the foundation for even more futuristic tech, like the digital twin.
All right, let's move on to story number 2, the artist. Now, her challenge isn't data chaos. It's the chaos of choice. There are so many AI image generators out there, right? How in the world does she pick the one that actually fits her work, both creatively and professionally? For a lot of creative pros, it really boils down to 2 heavyweights, Adobe Firefly and Midjourney. And they represent 2 completely different ways of thinking. Firefly is all about plugging perfectly into a professional workflow you already have. Midjourney, on the other hand, is laser-focused on one thing: creating the most stunning, artistically excellent images possible. And the right choice becomes pretty clear when you just look at the details. If you live and breathe Adobe's Creative Cloud and you absolutely have to have guaranteed commercial safety for your work, well, Firefly is the obvious choice. But if what you're chasing is pure, jaw-dropping artistic quality, Midjourney's 5-star rating tells you everything you need to know. It's just in a league of its own.
And for anyone working with corporate clients, this is the deal breaker. Firefly is trained on commercially safe data. That's not just a feature, it's a legal shield. And for any big company or agency, that kind of certainty isn't just nice to have, it's non-negotiable.
But what about for a personal project or just exploring ideas? Well, that's where Midjourney's power is just undeniable. It has this incredible, almost intuitive feel for things like mood and atmosphere and style. It doesn't just spit out an image, it helps you craft a piece of art that can actually be better than what you first imagined.
Okay, finally, let's talk about our developer. His frustration is what I'm sure a lot of coders are feeling right now. He's using an AI assistant, but the code it gives him is just generic. It ignores all his project's rules, and he ends up spending more time fixing it than it would have taken to just write it himself.
See, he doesn't just need any code. He needs code that speaks his project's very specific dialect. Using the right frameworks, the right tools, and even including the correct copyright notice in every single file. A generic AI just gets totally lost.
The game changer for him was mastering custom instructions. Just look at this. He's not just asking a simple question anymore. He's giving the AI a detailed rulebook to live by. He's defining the entire tech stack, the coding style, everything. He's laying down the law.
And the result of doing this? It's a complete transformation. The AI goes from being this sort of annoying, kinda helpful intern to a disciplined senior-level coding partner. It produces exactly what he needs, it follows all the rules, and he almost never has to tell it twice. And it gets even more sophisticated. He can teach the AI entire procedures, like this step-by-step process for analyzing a bug. The AI can systematically break down the problem, come up with a solution, and then actually pause and wait for a human to give the thumbs up before it does anything. That is truly next-level stuff.
So let's take a step back. We've heard these 3 stories.
What have we actually learned from all this? Well, when you piece them all together, a really powerful new model for how humans and AI can work together starts to take shape.
The common thread here is that success never came from just using AI. Think about it. The engineer had to build an entire new system, the artist had to make a really tough strategic choice, and the developer had to learn a brand new skill. In every case, they had to actively shape how they worked with the technology.
And all of this seems to be pointing toward a future that some people are calling agentification. The idea is that we'll stop using single AI tools one-on-one. Instead, we'll become more like conductors, orchestrating whole teams of specialized AI agents that can all work together to tackle really complex projects.
And the impact of a shift like that could be absolutely huge. It could basically democratize who gets to create things. Because when you have AI agents that can handle all the tedious, operational grunt work, it frees us humans up to focus on what we do best: the big picture strategy, the crazy new ideas, and pure unfiltered creativity. Which leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. As AI gets better and better at mastering the how to connect the data, how to render the image, how to write the code, what is the human skill that becomes the most valuable? What's going to be our unique contribution?